Hey, what's up, guys? I often get questions about what's the difference between the blue guns and the red guns, and which one do I recommend. Okay, so the blue guns are made by a company called Rings Blue Guns. You can order them directly from the company and tell them that you're a holster maker and that you don't want the extra blue finish on them. That's just a little heads up. They're available at alternateforce.net and blueguns.com. The red guns are made by a company called ASP. They make training gear and handcuffs and all sorts of stuff. Now let me tell you straight up which ones I recommend. Blue guns. Period. End of story. And I'll tell you why. There's a really good reason for that. Now both of these seem to be some sort of like resin or polymer. I don't know exactly the details of their construction. But the blue guns are vastly more durable than the red guns, and I'll show you why here. And this has occurred to both of my Glock red guns. I think this is mostly due to the popularity of the Glock platform, and partially due to the abuse that I put them through. Both of them, their trigger guards are split. They're coming apart. You can see that pretty obviously right there. And then on the Glock 17 model, the trigger guard has split. You can see, and it's also, let me see if I can get a pointer in there. Here we go. Can you see that it's the rails coming apart there a little bit too? I think this is having done a number of light-bearing holsters with these guys. You know, for instance, the light will clamp down on this area, and when you put it in the press, it'll put undue wear or stress on this area, and also the blocks for the light channel could be putting some pressure on this area as well. However, this is kind of, here we go. Let's just take this off and take a look at the material. It is this sort of like brittle, sort of grainier material. It's like soft and flexible and gritty and brittle all at the same time. So I don't recommend these guys at all. Right in the trash for these guys. Asp told me that I could send them back and potentially get them replaced, but I can't go without the Glock 17 replica for long enough for them to determine whether or not it's something they can warranty. So I just said, what the hell with it? I don't want another one of these. It's just going to break. So I bought the requisite blue gun, and that's my recommendation. Red guns in the trash. Blue guns, if you're going to be making a lot of molds, a lot of holsters, get the blue guns. They're cheaper and they're more durable. As a side note to that, there's some stuff that I wish I had a blue gun for that doesn't necessarily exist. And I got together with a friend of mine who makes props and replicas, and we worked something out. Now, right now, what I'm working on, 50% of the holsters that I'm working on right now are SIG 1911 holsters with a weapon light attached, specifically the TLR1. That's probably one of the most popular things, and they all look generally like this guy. And I try to make them as, here we go, as uniform as I can. Try to, reproduce the appearance evenly and consistently. And what that does is two things. One, it basically ensures that my SIG 1911 is always wrapped up in this process. I don't get to carry it, I don't get to shoot it. It always has, the light-bearing jig attached to it. And I feel like I'm putting, I'm just, beating it up doing this. And it's not living the life I want it to live. And additionally, that means that I have to also tie up the TLR1 in this project, and I can't do two holsters that require a TLR1 simultaneously. So I got together with a friend of mine, made my own replica, and we started making our own blue guns. We did this with a silicone mold. They don't have to be blue. You can just put some dye in them. And what I did is I made the mold with the light-bearing jig on it, so I can just start stamping these out. And it looks a little rough. I did some test presses with it, and the roughness doesn't show up. It comes out. This is just kind of dirty because it's been neglected in a shop, but it comes out clean and consistent, and gives good definition, and they hold up really well. And I smoothed out the back to make, the back doesn't need quite as much definition, and I also don't want the attachment components of the light getting hung up. So I've basically, look at the detail that you get on that. I mean, it looks just like the freaking gun. So yeah, I mean, I've effectively made my life a little bit easier by making my own replicas, and I also went ahead and I did one where I trimmed the muzzle closer so I can do some closed muzzle SIG carry models. So previously I've only had the full size 1911, so to make a carry size holster I just crop the holster basically flush with this area here, and it becomes an open muzzle holster. I've never been entirely satisfied with that, so what I did is when I made this replica, I trimmed it down and put a little chamfer on it, so now I can do closed muzzle carry size 1911 holsters for the SIG 1911 with the TLR1. So hopefully we'll be getting these guys turned around faster than we were previously, and this will also free us up to do more projects faster since we're freeing up resources by having these replicas available. We still have the molds for these, so there's a chance we could be making these available at some point. It's not cheap to do, especially on the small scale, and I think we might wind up having to make a second mold if this one doesn't hold up very well. However, these are totally accurate and totally functional so far. So thanks for watching. Good luck with your own projects, and yeah, have an awesome day.